Hello, everyone. Welcome back for some more Higurashi. We are on Higurashi Chapter 5, Meakashi, which, the weird thing is, so I took a look on the Steam page. Like, don't worry, I have all the spoiler stuff turned off. I've learned that the hard way of, like, user uploads and stuff. But, just the title of this game is Higurashi When They Cry Kai. So I guess this is we're now that we're in like the answers arc, we must be in the realm of giving subtitles to them, I guess. Like, like a Naruto Shippuden sort of situation. That's my only thought. Um, so we're gonna skip the opening, because again, people said that they are just reused from other stuff, which is full of spoilerinos. We'll watch them all later. But it's time for us to continue on. We're pretty much gonna be sticking with console sprites, old music. Yeah, Kai, see, right? It's a little strange. Um, oh, we got a nice tree there. This is a new menu. This is quite different looking. Okay, config. Anything new? Text box opacity. I don't have to worry about that. Character sprites are on console. English, aspect ratio, we got it quite big, which is kind of nice. Makes it easier for me to read. Making sure everything looks good on my recording. Mod menu, like I said. Opening menu is disabled. Choices, I'm just going to hit normal, because again, if something comes up, I don't think there is apparently, but we'll see. We'll go normal, and then we'll go highlight good if we need in the future. But for now, we'll stick with that. So, lip sync on console CGs. Background stretching, we're going to say no because we don't want them stretched. We want them to fit. That's the hope. 4:3. So, original 4:3 CG scaling. So, for that, letterbox to fit, stretch to fit, or crop to fit. Cropping is automatic. Thus, maybe, okay, so default behavior. I think letterbox is probably the better way. Yeah, I'd be fine with letterboxing. I think that's new, because this continually gets updates. Again, we're doing Jin's music, which is the closest to the original, right? Not the original, but the closest. That's a whole thing. This one only has the two options, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, otherwise, let's go. Creepy laughing children. Oh. Meakashi, beloved cutthroat. Eye-opening chapter. Welcome to the world of Higurashi When They Cry Kai. Oh. So like should I put that in the title? I guess so. We finally reached the halfway point. From the viewpoint of the protagonist, try to find the truth behind the tragedy that unfolds. The difficulty is very high. It won't be easy to comprehend the motive of the perpetrator. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It's the first time we're getting into some answers. So I assume that we won't be able to, understand it until we get to the later parts of the answers. So, um, okay. There's the laughing kiddos. This arc includes choices that were added in the console version. These choices result in dialogue choices and can lead to bad ends. Do you want to see these choices? So, yes, we're going to go, you know what? Let's do, because if we do prompt and highlight, then we can always check the bad endings, right? Hmm. 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 I'm gonna say we keep them on and not give me the prompt, because I do like the choices I get, because then it's it's interactive. She dropped her beads in the sand, so the girl cried. For 100 years, the girl searched the sands. They might be in the ocean, not the sand, so the girl cried. For 100 years, the girl searched the ocean. Maybe the mountains, not the ocean, so the girl cried. How many years will pass before the girl wonders if she really dropped them? Again, I don't know what, I don't know if it's a real person or something. 7 keys were attached to the keychain. Without knowing which key was the correct one, I had to go by instinct and try every key one by one. On average, I'd reach the correct key within 3.5 attempts. I mean, yeah, by numbers. Maybe if you just remembered which is the right one, you would get it on the first attempt. I'd be fortunate if I could open the lock within the first 3 keys, and I'd be unfortunate if I didn't. I had to think of the worst case scenario, getting the right key only on the very last attempt. I fought with my nervousness. My head ached from it. I put the key in and turned it. I just need to repeat the small procedures several more times, but I couldn't stop shaking. Okay, if this isn't being done for horror right now, this will be done for horror later when we're running from a killer and have to get the right key. Damn. Even a 3-year-old kid can do something this easy. So, am I more childish than a 3-year-old? Whatever. I don't care if I'm clumsy. I just need to try all these keys. Even in the worst case scenario, the lock will open on the 7th try. Ah, okay, this is who I thought we were. Reality isn't always the same as math. Oh! What happened was worse than my worst case scenario. None of the keys worked at all. I could feel the blood draining from my brain. Did I get the wrong set of keys? No, I definitely see a faint marking that says this set is for the store. Am I just reading it wrong? Should I go back to the key cabinet to look for the right one? That would mean a great loss of time. Oh, wait, what are we doing? I thought she was just getting into her apartment. Just by being here, I'm already risking so much. Something that could ruin everything might happen any moment. I can't open this lock. Do I have to go back to the administration office? If there were no other choice, it'd be a waste of time to spend another second here. The administration office wouldn't necessarily be empty at this time. Somebody might come in. I won't be able to look for the right key if that happens. Okay, so yeah, no, we're definitely sneaking in somewhere. I stood up quickly as if electrified. I was almost in a panic, and so felt the urge to move. My instinct pushed me. I have to go back there as quickly as possible. It's dangerous to be here, and it's dangerous if somebody comes into the administration office. I cooled my head, making it as chilly as possible to repress my fear. Calm down, Shion. Mion wouldn't panic in the situation. Maybe I'm just mistaken. Why don't I try the keys one more time? The next moment, I felt a faint vibration in the air. Somebody was walking somewhere in the hallway. If it were a normal situation, I would have known I wouldn't run into them since the footsteps were very far away. But at the same time, I couldn't think calmly. Oh shit. Why am I panicking this much just because of footsteps? Calm down. Calm down. I should be feeling excited instead. Calm down. Calm down. I just need to do what I have to do. I should ignore the footsteps because they're not an immediate threat. Pretend they aren't there. I have to listen for something much more important right now. Oh shit. This key should be hard and cold, but it's pliable and hot. It feels like rubber. How could I stick this into the keyhole? Shit. It wasn't the key that was pliable. It's my fingers that were limp. Oh, shit. Key sprung out of my hand and fell to the floor. It shouldn't have made any sound because it was so pliable, but it made a tremendous metal noise as if someone pushed over a cupboard. Cling. Sound almost stopped my heart. I felt dizzy for a while. I looked around afterwards to carefully see if I caused any disturbance to the surroundings. Calm down. Calm down. Nothing's changed. I don't hear anything. So, am I safe? Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Wait. I don't hear anything. What about those footsteps in the distance? Calm down. Are they looking for me after they notice the sound? Oh shit. What is the sound I'm hearing? Is it my sweat dripping on the floor? Shut up. Shut up. How could I hear the sound of my sweat? Calm down. Calm the fuck down. I have to clarify. This isn't a prison or a detention center. Oh! It's a private school. Oh! Well, that greatly recontextualizes a few things. I thought it was apartments. Not a normal one, though. It costs a fortune just to get in. It's a boarding school that provides education from elementary to university. Being for girls only, rather than a school, you could say it's a factory that manufactures ladies. Some of my classmates here have never even used public transportation. Really, it isn't normal. To me, saying, "How nice to see you," instead of "Hi" is already insane. And calling the teachers sisters gives me the. Like, I know what they're going for. I know what they're going for, but it is giving James Charles a bit, you know? Hi, sisters! Yeah. Yeah, no, that's weird. I hate the morning and evening prayers. Oh, it's a Catholic school. To say nothing of the Sunday Mass. I I definitely find it very strange, the amount of, like, Catholic schools in, like, anime. Because I feel like they have to be a major minority in real life, right? Like, there can't be that many. It's already such a minor thing in Japan. For there to be schools of it, I don't know. Maybe they just like the vibe. I don't want to memorize the Bible passages, and the Holy Ghost gives me a rash. I stayed in this institution, that's what I call the place, for many years. I'd either go crazy or be brainwashed. Most of the girls choose to be brainwashed, but I can't do that. After all, I was more impressed by the political schemes and international trade behind religious propagation than by the love of God which the Bible teaches. You know, I'm going to be real. I never expected any of this. I I think it's crazy that we did 4 games of extreme Shintoism moving into God in our heaven, you know? Because of that, I've been treated as a problematic child from the beginning. Also, like, I totally went to Catholic school, and let me tell you, you are not the minority. That was, I would say, the majority of people, the school I went to school with. I experienced lots of disadvantages as a result. I realized that quickly, so I superficially pretended to be normal. However, I got tired of acting, so I started to reveal my true self from time to time. I became a problematic child once again. People started to treat me differently once again. It's fun to misbehave, but it wouldn't do anything for me in the long run. So why did I act that way? Why, even though I knew it was going to backfire on me later on. After examining my emotions, I realized that I'd completely had it with my surroundings. I was afraid of being brainwashed in this institution. I can't live here. I won't let them brainwash me. 6 months ago, I decided to escape this place. The moment I made up my mind, I started to feel alive again. I acted ladylike in order to deceive the sisters. Pretending, oh wait, sisters, right, it's Catholic, never mind. They don't mean like old like sisters, right? No, they mean like, yeah, okay, they're nuns. Okay, no, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, why are they asking them to act like One-chans or something? But no. That's a different type of sister. Pretending became fun once I'd set my goal. It gave me the creeps when they told me with smiles that it was God's influence that I started to behave religiously. I laughed at them behind their backs. I took on my classmates' duties in order to understand the layout of the school and the schedules of the staff and guards. I soon found out that the security of the school was immensely tight because there were many daughters of important people living there. The guards walked their beat randomly. There were surveillance cameras everywhere. The system that kept out intruders, ironically, also worked to prevent escapees. But that excited me instead. I simulated how to avoid all the surveillance in my head many times. I drew an escape route in the corner of my notes during class and tested if it worked. I strove to acquire any necessary skills for escape. It was all fun. After all, the situation was cathartic for me. That's who I am. No matter how hard they tried to brainwash me, I'd never change. I've been waiting for the moment of my escape, preparing physically and mentally. First, I needed the courage to escape. I had to be confident of the plan. I had to think deeply about it. I also needed skills and physical strength. I imagined all the possible obstacles and trained myself. It was funny because I was finally able to enjoy gym classes, even the long distance runs. I needed a perfect plan, as well as the physical skills and strength necessary to execute it. Also, supported by those things, I needed determination. I made sure that I had all I needed and executed the plan. Wow, this looks exactly like a hotel room. Wow. It even has the do not disturb. Are we sure this isn't a reused hotel room background? I decided to plant a seed in school before the appointed day. The seed was a rumor that one of the male teachers was having a relationship with a student. I'm gonna be real? I don't think you should have a male teacher at an all girls school. I think that's just begging for trouble. I won't go into details now, but that can turn into an enormous problem in this school. Yeah, you don't say? School is limited to girls precisely because their parents want to avoid those kinds of problems. Those parents are mostly important people from various positions. If the romance was a fact and leaked to the public, the principal would have to commit suicide in shame. In fact, even that might not be enough. You must commit shin suicide. In the world of girls, rumors spread fast, especially when they're separated from boys and obsessed with dirty thoughts. So this kind of rumor goes around really quickly. The sisters try to get rid of that kind of rumor, and they warn the students not to be swayed by it. But apparently, they're the ones who are most swayed by these rumors. This means that I managed to make them furtively deal with something shady without contacting families or the authorities. So, if I disappeared in these circumstances, it looked like I ran away with some teacher. All the male teachers would deny it, of course. However, the school wouldn't believe what they said so easily. After all, there's a dirty rumor going around. By the time the school finds out about my escape, after they eliminate all the other possibilities, I'll be somewhere safe. I tried hard to spread the rumor that I was involved in the forbidden romance as widely as possible. The sisters questioned me a few times, but since the romance was something I'd made up, they couldn't find anything. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't find any evidence. After 3 months, I was certain that I created a solid foundation. I swapped after dinner duties with my classmates so I could adjust my schedule on this day. I was even able to fill them with suspicion about me by doing that. Now they'll definitely suspect I ran away with some male teacher. Tonight was the night. I began my chores after dinner. After lights out, somebody will find out about my disappearance. My generous roommate would probably wait about 10 minutes before she reported me to a sister, but no longer than that. I had about an hour tops, but that's enough for me. I took a step off my regular route. That was the first step toward my great escape. I calmed down and thought, the key shouldn't be wrong. This lock is old and firm. Isn't it possible that I put the right one in, but the lock was stiff and I only thought I got the wrong one? I realized that my nervousness was making me clumsy. The gloves that I'm wearing to avoid leaving fingerprints must be getting in the way too. Oh god, yeah, I guess you would have to do that. I should try the keys one more time. I picked the most probable one and gently inserted it into the keyhole. It's stiff. If I twist too strongly, I might break the key. The moment I thought of giving up, I felt something in my fingertips. The key worked. I slowly opened the door. I could hear the crickets. I don't have to hesitate now. But somehow, I'm reluctant to step outside. I can still make up excuses up to this point. It might look awkward, but I still can. But if I take a step outside now, there can be no excuse. If the guards find me, they'll take me to the office immediately. There have been escape attempts before. It's not really so strange. I don't think I'm the only heathen here. It's understandable that there have been people who couldn't fit in this place. So the school is well aware of the possibility of escapees. I've heard rumors about what happened to those who were caught while attempting to escape. I don't want to believe any of the stories, though. So where is this? Like, are we in the city? Or is there just a giant place out in the boonies? Whoa. You see, all, all the school's horror stories involve students who attempted escapes. Whatever. Bring it on. I'm not expecting to get a second chance anyway. There'll always only be one chance. Things get serious beyond this door. I psyched myself up and pushed the door open. A strong smell was hanging in the air. Is that normal for the outside? I'd never smelled this strong, grassy smell before. Is there something going on? Do I have to be wary of it? Is someone just mowing the lawn? Should I go back and wait for another chance? That's silly. There's nothing strange going on. Smell is something I smell every day. I just wasn't aware of it. It's true, isn't it? Even though I pretend to be cool, I'm nothing but a nervous wreck. Calm down. Calm down, Shion. Okay, people were not joking about the whole, boy, the CG art is slightly off model thing. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I like to see different art, so. I can only rely on the map inside my head from this point onward. I had researched the location of all the surveillance cameras. I'm confident I'll be able to avoid all of them. But I'm not sure about the guards. We'll just look for their giant cone of vision on the radar. They pick their patrol routes randomly after all. This is true. I've done guard duty before for school stuff. There is no patrol route. You just kind of wander and like that. Yeah. I have to take a chance. I can hide myself in most places, but there's an area where there's nowhere to hide for several meters. I concentrated to keep my senses keen. Well, I have to depend on my luck in the end. Even if I do my best, the guard might find me by mere chance. On the contrary, I might be able to get away no matter how unwisely I choose to move, if I'm lucky. Damn. After all that effort, it just boils down to luck? This is a gamble after all. When I realized that, I got excited. Yeah, this is a gamble. I'm trying my luck. This is a game to test the determination to change my life. If somebody failed to escape from this school, that meant they didn't have enough luck to survive in the real world. But I'm different. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm testing my luck. Here goes, Shion. I ignored the noisy bugs and concentrated only on suspicious sounds. I heard no threats. The loudest sound wasn't the bugs, it was my own heartbeat. Crunch. Even my own footsteps were so loud they could break my eardrums. With each and every step, my overactive imagination tormented me with premonitions of unexpected run-ins with guards. Countless times that torture grew too hard to bear and I thought of running. But if I broke into a run, the noise I made would only draw suspicion. If anyone heard me running at a time and place when people shouldn't be, they would realize something abnormal was happening. But if the footsteps they heard were just walking, they'd probably think nothing of it. Of course, I didn't plan on letting them hear those footsteps. I tried to extend my senses to get as much information as possible. I didn't sense anyone's presence. I might have felt safer if I heard a guard in the distance. I'm worried that my senses might not be keen enough to detect everything. Somebody might be right behind me, without me being aware of it. I don't want to make any noise, so I stopped from time to time, but it looked no different than if I was frozen in fear. To stop or to run. Something within me urged to choose from either one. I can't choose to stop. I have to keep going, and stealthily. Or quickly and stealthily. I'm risking so much just by being here. Running, of course, would be absurd. Oh, I know that. The urge to run continued to bug me. My head was filled with those thoughts as I went through this dangerous territory. I succeeded in passing through without running into anybody. I couldn't help but sit for a moment and exhale the rotten air from my lungs. My negative thoughts vanished quickly. Just a little more to go. Just a little more. Just through that bush over there is the fence that separates this place and the outside world. Once again, I strongly felt the urge to run. It is really funny. It's like, I suppressed the urge to run. I made sure I didn't run. Anyway, here's the CG of her running. I suppressed that desire and carefully tackled the final step. The beautiful-looking fence didn't seem designed to prevent escapes. While I was worried that somebody might see me climbing up the fence, it fortunately didn't happen. It's even possible this fence might have a touch sensor. That's too late now. It doesn't mean anything now, since I'm already climbing up. From the top, the fence seemed about 7 feet high, the average height of a man in America. I have to go down carefully, just like when I climbed up. I knew that logically, but I couldn't think that way anymore. I chose to jump off with no hesitation. Of course, I regretted my decision during the fall. I got scared because the flight was longer than I expected. I didn't land beautifully. I fell onto my butt. Hey, that's like one of the top 3 places to land. Like it's not, on the feet, but damn, that's a pretty good second. There was nobody around to laugh, and I didn't have time to be embarrassed. I looked around to see if anybody heard my landing. Even the crickets weren't interested in the sound I made. I felt relieved. I looked at my watch. 5 minutes till 8 p.m. It was just a 15-minute escape. Putting a number to it really made it obvious how short it had been. Looking back, most of the time I was just asking myself questions and hesitating. I guess I worried too much. But I can't be too relaxed just yet. There's no guarantee that I fooled all the cameras. This place isn't a bank. There won't be a fire alarm going off if the guards did see me. It's possible they're rushing this way right now. I can't enjoy the air of freedom yet. I hid myself in the darkness and waited. There's still time left until the rendezvous. Oh, who's she meeting? Oh my god, is it Oishi? Wait, oh my god, is she Oishi? Oh my god, if she's meeting with Oishi and we're getting another Oishi partner perspective one, I'm gonna scream. I watched the school premises while waiting, but it looked like nothing strange was going on. The building was lit up, and the beautiful Western-style architecture made it hard to believe that it was a school. It should be armed with electrifying wires, searchlights, and guard dogs like the prison it is. I thought I'd experience a surge of school memories in a situation like this, but it didn't happen. That sort of thing only happens when you have good memories. I have no good memories of this school, so there's nothing to remember. If I could pick a series of images to recall, it'd be the luxurious dinners we had every night. So, my memories would be nothing but international cuisine. Japanese, Chinese, French, and so on. What the hell? That's just too funny. I burst into laughter. Food is a good way for memories. I mean, you literally connect your memory with the flavor. At that point, I heard a car approaching. Oh my god, there's like only one person I know with a car. I crouched in the darkness. The plate number is the same as I was expecting. Thank God for Uber in Japan. That's the car. I jumped out and rushed to the passenger side, then opened the door and got in. Oh.
Shion-san.
No. The driver was a man of early old age. 28. He'd be angry if he heard me say that, though. He thinks he's still middle-aged. He looked at my face and learned that I succeeded. He smiled. Actually, wait, come to think of it. I mean, it won't show up here. But we have NPC sprites on, right? Graphics. Console BG. Console. Actually, the option for the option for them, I don't think they're here. Maybe they only appear if you're on the other styles.
とにかく今は銀シャリが食いたいかな。学園では上品なお料理ばかりが出てると聞いてましたが、シオンさんにだけは麦飯が出ていたんですか？バカ、そんなわけないでしょ。冗談に決まってるじゃない。ほら、笑ってる暇があったらとっととアクセルを吹かす。はいはい、仰せのままに。
Kasai, that was his name. We met him there, right? We saw him the one time. Really did laugh out loud. After telling me to buckle up, he accelerated. The cathedral-like school disappeared from the mirror in an instant. It disappeared so quick that I didn't have time for a surge of dinner memories. Goodbye, my lovely school days. Ha! I'm gonna fill my stomach with junk food from now on. I'll forever be free from the table manners you taught me. Ha! Serves you right. As we drove, the scenery began to change. Soon we were surrounded by vast fields of crops and few streetlights. It reminded me that this was just the countryside of Japan, not Europe.
お腹は空いてないですか？どこか飯の食えるところへ寄りましょうか。
Yo, we got Wendy's here? Oh, right. It's not called Wendy's in Japan. It's called First Kitchen, or as they call it, fucking. It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
食事してるからいい。
I lied. I'm actually a bit hungry. Hey, no, you know what? Yeah. She's doing the strategy. Always play hungry. If you need to do something important, do it hungry, right? Then you reward yourself with food. It's terrible for your actual like dieting and stomach weight stuff, but damn does it make doing the job easier. I didn't eat much at dinner to avoid slowing myself down with a full stomach. I appreciated Kasai's offer, but I didn't feel like taking the time to eat while we were still in enemy territory. Just goes out and there's just all the, the guards who are, on their night off eating.
この時間ですから、高速に上がってしまうとサービスエリアへ寄っても自販機しかないですよ。まあ最近はハンバーガーとかの自販機もありますけどね。
This is the funniest stop for dialogue. Like, just let's appreciate this. It's late, so you'll only find vending machines at the highway rest stops. Oh, I've heard there are hamburger. Hell yeah, brother.
そうそう。聞いた話では最近じゃおでんの自販機もあるって話です。
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. We have Odin, like every 7-Eleven, every konbini in China has Odin boiling away, and I just look at it and I go, I don't know if I'd want to eat from perpetual stew Odin boiling away. Like I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
はあ？何それ？コーヒーの自動販売機みたいに器がポロッと出てきて押したボタンの具がボトボトっと落ちてくるわけ？気持ち悪い。
Wow. She shares my
そういう
sentiment.
のじゃないらしいですよ。おでんの缶詰になってるそうで。
あ、ごめん。缶詰はパス。
缶詰。もう子供じゃないでしょうに。
Oh, okay. We're learning a lot about her.
嫌なもんは嫌なの。うっさいな。もう何笑ってんの？
Kasai chuckled. He must have been trying to help me relax. He isn't usually so talkative.
私疲れちゃったよ。少し寝させてもらいます。これリクライニングどうやって倒すの？
そっちの左側の根元を探ってみてください。レバーみたいなのがありませんか？
うん。あったあった。よっこらしょっと。
Kasai laughed
何か
again.
面白いこと私した？
いえいえ、よっこらしょなんていう若くない言葉遣いがどことなくミオンさんに似ておられたもので。
Is this gonna stop the music because she doesn't like the comparison? Oh, well, no. Well, obviously, Mion and I are identical twins. We're perfect copies of each other. When I react to something, so will Mion. When Mion reacts to something in a certain situation, I'll react the same way.
お姉は元気？
多分元気かと。私も親族会議の席に親父さんをお連れするときに少しすれ違う程度ですし。
Have we met the father? Yes, we have, haven't we? Yes.
そっか。お姉はもう実家じゃないんだったね。南沢の鬼ババのとこだっけ？
シオンさんが学園に入られるのと一緒の時期に園崎本家に移られました。
I responded with disinterest, even though I was the one to ask about her in the first place. The main house is where Oryu, the current leader of the Sonozaki family, lives. That's my grandma, who I call a hag. Again, she's 28 years old. When we use the phrase the main house, that usually means more than just a dwelling. What Kasai refers to is the same thing.
少しは変わった？
ミオンさんがですか？
そう。あのばあさんと朝から晩まで顔を合わせてりゃ少しは変わるでしょ。
Apparently she has a sick back tattoo now. Kasai chuckled yet again. He knows I hate my grandma.
私が見る限り変わったようには感じません。
I felt sad saying that out loud.
シオンさんの知っているミオンさんのままですよ。
私はどう？私は変わった？
いいえ、全然。
Kasai responded quickly with a smirk. I haven't seen him for a while, though. It's not fun if he answers this quickly. I glared at him, and then he burst out laughing.
全然変わっておられませんよ。あれだけのお嬢様学校に入られたのに、 全く変わらないというのは驚くに値します。
チェー、好きなだけ笑ってろ。私は寝るよ。寝る。
後ろの席に毛布がありますよ。使ってください。
うん、ありがとう。
I grabbed the blanket and rolled up in it. I'm exhausted, but I can't go to sleep. Strange. Or maybe not. I must be tired from the escape. It's just that I'm still feeling tense. So I have to declare once again, if only to calm myself.
寝る。私は寝るよ。
はいはい。さっきからもう3回目です。それとも私が許可しないと寝れないんですか？
今日のあんたは喋りすぎ。あんたが少し黙っててくんないと眠気も引っ込んじゃう。
失礼しました、姫君。ではしばらく黙らせてもらいます。
This interaction with Kasai reminded me of the old peaceful days in Okonomiya. Well, I don't really know if I can call those days peaceful. We were in the middle of the dam protests back then, after all. We all united together, and now that I think about it, we pulled a lot of pretty dangerous stunts. If the authorities ever find out what I did, I'd never escape going to juvie. Well, at least half the people in Hinamizawa would be off to prison. We didn't think of them as criminal acts, though. It was a war. It might also have been a festival where every person in Hinamizawa joined together in protest. It was a struggle, but it was also fun. It was fun to throw stones at the riot police with everybody. We hid ourselves in somebody's home while they chased after us. We'd even go crowd around the police station, demanding the release of our arrested comrades. When we snuck into the construction site and sabotaged it, it felt more like we were playing at war than conducting one. I got so excited back then. I felt united with my fellow members, even though they were strangers to me, and that memory warms my heart. Yes, the way it was back then was like helping everyone to carry a sacred palanquin through the village, getting all sweaty and exhausted together, until we all collapsed face first on the ground and shared our excitement and cheers with unfamiliar faces over tea. I was just a kid back then. I remember accompanying young men who worked for my dad out to the village to do various bad things. I was arrested a few times. It didn't feel any different, though, than when I was called to the teacher's office for forgetting my homework. The other villagers were furious about the dam project, but for those of us who were kids at the time, it was a pretty fun memory. All that came to a sudden end a few years ago. It wasn't only the power of the protest that ended the dam construction project. The Sonozaki family and my dad's organization had worked secretly in the shadows. This is top secret information in the Sonozaki family, but it said that they may or may not have kidnapped the Minister of Construction's grandson in order to blackmail him. That grandson was found a few days after the abduction. He was found in the mountains of Yagoichi. He didn't simply disappear, and he wasn't demoned away. That means some kind of deal was made secretly. A year after that, the dam construction plan was halted indefinitely. The police suspected the villagers' involvement and investigated, but they couldn't find any leads. The villagers never betrayed each other. They'd do anything to protect their fellow man. They fabricated fake alibis and fake evidence. It was easy to deceive the police. Ugh. The car suddenly shook, snapping me out of it. Well, I must have run over a bump or something. Suddenly realized my expression was a very happy one for some reason. I must be looking forward to going home.
シオンさん、起きてますか？
何？
お帰りですが、沖宮でよろしいですよね？
他にどこに帰んのよ。
I answer straightforwardly with a frown. Kasai, then, also chose to reply straightforwardly.
シオンさんを全寮制の学園に入学させる決定は、園崎本家当主が下したものです。
Saint Lucia. Is that a real? Saint Lucia. Is that a real saint? Sounds like it. Well, Saint Lucia is an island country in the Eastern Caribbean. Saint Lucy, Roman Christian martyr. who died, persecuted, venerated saint, one of the 8 women Catholics, including Virgin Mary. Let's see here. There's too much information on this Wikipedia page. Oh, she's in the Divine Comedy? Oh. Well, that's interesting. I'm just going to go, who was Saint Lucy? Just summarize it for me, Google. I don't even care anymore. Is a Christian martyr known for faith, charity, and light, depicted with candles in her eyes on a plate. Is a patron saint of the blind after surviving torture. Surviving torture, you say? That was chosen intentionally, I'm sure. That was very intentionally chosen. Okay.
シオンさんはその学園を抜け出した。どういうことかお分かりですね。
ばあさんの決めた学校が私に合わなかったってだけでしょ。
シオンさん。
わーってるって。さいな。
As the head of the Sonozaki family, the Hague's decisions are absolute. They're nothing like, say, the 3-second rule. Worse, the decision to confine me to an academy far away from the Sonozaki family was made before I was even born. Shion was the name they gave me. My sister Mion has a character that means demon in her name. That was to signify that she's the successor of demons. In other words, she would be the successor to the Sonozaki family in its demonic bloodline. My name Shion has a character that means temple in it. This means that I was destined to take the veil and be confined in a temple. Thinking of that reminds me of how much I hate this name of mine. For starters, the person known as Shion is an abominable being to the Sonozaki family, because it meant the family had 2 heirs. I don't have to cite the countless historical examples to explain. It's easy to imagine how that could prove troublesome for succession. According to our long-held family traditions, one of the twins was to be strangled to death right after birth. Unbelievable, isn't it? What that means is that I have to be grateful just to be alive and breathing to this day. I heard the Hague actually put her hands around my neck right after I was born. I don't know what exchange took place in that moment. Maybe some brave relative of mine managed to get her to stop. Or maybe she was in an extremely good mood that day. Then don't try to strangle me. We're twins. There are no apparent differences between us. But the first one out of my mom's stomach was named Mion, and the second one drew the short straw and got named Shion. Everyone else was desperate to tell us apart, but we sisters just found that awfully ridiculous. There wasn't any difference between us. No one could tell us apart, even if we only swapped hats. We all wondered why the grown-ups were trying to see the differences. Well, our fun as twins didn't last forever. One day they created an undeniable, clear distinction between Mion and Shion. Mion went to the main Sonozaki house to live with the Hague and to learn how to become the successor. And I was to be confined at St. Lucia's. I have no objections to Sis's inheritance. I used to be jealous, but now I feel that having to learn about and follow the traditions would just make me tired. I even feel sorry for Mion. So, I'm not going to be a threat to the family, even if I'm back in Okonomiya. But the Hague doesn't seem to think that way. She thinks of me as of some kind of evil omen. That's why she wanted to keep me away from her. That doesn't matter to me. I don't want to see her face either. I don't care if she doesn't allow me to enter Hinamizawa. She can charge me 10,000 yen per step I take there. But I want her to let me live in Okonomiya, where I grew up. When I was little, I was in Hinamizawa, but I don't remember it much. I'm not very attached to it. I do have good memories of my elementary school days in Okonomiya. The town isn't very sophisticated, but I kind of like it there.
沖宮の町へ帰れば、親族の誰かの目に触れることになります。やがては必ず本家の知るところになります。
ばあさんの耳に入ったらどうなるかってこと？まあそりゃあやばいことにはなるかもね。
お分かりならいいんですがね。
なーに、カサイ。あんた今から私に引き返してあそこへ戻れって言ってるわけ？
まさか、そんなことは言いませんよ。私が言いたいのは、
相応の覚悟はあるんだろうなってことでしょ。
口先だけでなく、本当に理解してるんならいいんですがね。
ま、 そうだろうね。万が一の時は脱走の手伝いをした葛西も責任は免れないだろうしね。葛西も小指に未練があるなら今のうちに小指
Oh,
にいっ
dang.
ぱいキスをしておいた方がいいんじゃない？
Yeah, if we need any more evidence that they are absolutely part of the Yakuza.
その時はシオンさんもすまきにされて鬼が淵沼に放り込まれるくらいの覚悟をしてくださいよ。
I appreciate them being able to rib at each other.
ああ、あるいは本家離れの秘密部屋送りかも。
Okay, it's kind of wild you can just casually talk about that. I heard there's a big torture room in the main Sonozaki house. I've never seen it, though. I heard they used to torture and kill the enemies of the village in there. It's just awful, really. I hope I don't end up as a victim of that place.
はいはい。ま、なんとかなるって。
つくづくシオンさんは姉さんに似ている。その出たとこ勝負的なところが特にです。
そりゃ似るでしょ。実際の母親だもん。
My dad and mom will be furious if they find out about my escape. I'm more afraid of them than of the Hag. I don't want to go into details, but my dad is part of the Yakuza. He's in charge of the organization which covers the Shishibone area. He's in a very important position. So is Kasai here. He's an old friend of Dad who really trusts him. I don't know if this is true, but I heard Kasai used to be very aggressive, though he's gentle now. I also heard he has tons of scars. He was in charge of a few large areas, but after he was injured badly in a fight, he retired. Now he's my dad's consultant, his drinking buddy. He was my caretaker in my childhood, but now I feel like he's my butler. At first, I thought my dad asked him to supervise me, so I hated him. But in time, I started to feel like he was on my side. And this is just a hunch, but I think Kasai used to be in love with my mom. Yeah, no, I was gonna say from the way he brought her up there. My dad, mom, and Kasai were in a love triangle. Though my dad took the lead in the end, Kasai couldn't leave my mom entirely, so he stayed around as my dad's friend. That's so very sad. There we go. There he is. Yeah. Okay, what's the art style button? What is it? P. It's the P button. Right? So we can go like... Yeah. I don't mind remake. I do think this is the best one, though. Just for the hairline. Like, this one, I think this is the perfect version of him. That tie is psychedelic. I'd wear that. Like, this is okay. The skull tie is kind of sick, actually. And he's a big guy, right? So, I think the console might be my least favorite one for him. I can tell that in the way he acts. He's seeing my mom and me. That's why he says I look like my mom every now and then. Kind of gave me the creeps at first, but he isn't a bad guy at all. He's actually pretty funny. I only found that out after I got used to him. So when I thought about escaping, I naturally turned to him. I contacted him in the early stage of my plan and arranged to meet him today. You could call him a conspirator. Not surprising he's worried about my return to Okonomiya. Considering the rules and traditions, well, cutting off his pinky finger isn't too far from reality. I might get rolled up in a futon mat and thrown into the swamp for real, too. Even so, there's only one place for me to return. I'm going to Okonomiya and nowhere else. That's my hometown. It might be a kind of homesickness, but I don't care what it looks like.
実際どうするつもりです。園崎一族の目はそこいら中にありますよ。
まあ、最初はのんびり隠れながら過ごします。仮に姿を見られたって、ミオンだって言い張ればいいんだしね。
Oh, well, that might explain why she does a lot of the I'm actually Mion stuff from the beginning. Okay.
それから
で、ほとぼりが冷めてきたら、私に近しい親類から徐々に打ち明けていく。私に味方になってくれる人たちだってそこそこにいるからね。私も親父と大喧嘩した時、あちこちでいろんな人にかくまってもらったし。
なるほど。味方と既成事実を十分に作り上げて
Ooh,
か
big
ら
words.
最終的には園崎本家にもおめこぼしをもらおうというつもりですね。うまくいきますかどうか。
行くってそもそも私を学園送りにする決定だってあれは私をやたらと嫌った鬼ババの猜疑心からの決定みたいなもんだったし。
Literally calling her Oni Baba, like demon grandma, you know?
葛西もそう思うでしょ。
ええ、まあ私もあの決定には さすがにやりすぎとは思いました。
鬼ババはとっくに更年期障害で正常な思考なんかできなくなってんの。
Wow.
あのダム戦争の興奮で頭がいかれちゃって、まだその時の興奮が抜けきってないんじゃないかな。たく。
Kasai smiled. I couldn't go to sleep after all, even though I was rolled up in a blanket. Even though I told Kasai to shut up, I kept talking to him. In time, I got tired of talking. As I could feel the car run smoothly on the highway, Kasai spoke to me again.
シオンさん、ほら。
I was so tired that I ignored him. I wondered what he wanted me to look at, but I wasn't that interested. Yet I opened my eyes slightly and saw a sign quickly pass by. Kasai probably wanted me to see that sign. It had an illustration of azaleas around the letters that said, "Welcome to Shishibone City. My hometown is coming right up." Oh, wow. What a different vibe. What a different vibe. Wait, is this an opening credits? Wait. Oh, wow, yeah, we're just getting... This is so different. Look at all these characters. Akane Sonozaki. Wait, that's not Oryu. Wait, who's Akane Sonozaki? Is that the mom? Or another relative? I don't know, I'll have to see. Wait. Wait, I know this song. Wait. That song's in the Nico Nico Doga medley. Goodbye, sister broke out of prison. That's a strong achievement that isn't a lie but isn't the truth. Oh my god, wait, that song's from Higurashi? The do 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 do. Oh my god, I know that song. Again, like I've based a lot of my life on catching up on like I'd say I knew about maybe 10% of the Nico Nico Doga medley when I first heard it as a kid on YouTube. And I'm literally basing my life on I need to know everything in it. That's why I'm playing Toho, I'm playing Higurashi, right? Wow. Oh my god, that's oh my god, okay. The notebook's beginning. So let's see what's going on here. June 1982. Satoshi Hojo disappeared several days after the Watanagashi festival. There are 3 possible reasons for his disappearance. One possibility is it was an accident. Dead bodies sometimes end up in irrigation channels a few months after hit-and-run incidents. But since the police did a thorough search of the area and hadn't found his body, this possibility seems small. Second possibility is a self-motivated disappearance. Satoshi-kun has been living in dire circumstances. His close friends actually heard him imply that he might run away. The police thought that he skipped town after killing his aunt. That seemed plausible, considering that aspect. Huh. But the police arrested another person for the murder, so this hypothesis... I'm sorry, can I hear this song? Okay. It kind of sounds like Super Mario, like New Super Mario. Boz, a little bit. God, is it based off of, like, Shinto chanting? God, what if it is? I never considered that. But the police arrested another person for the murder, so this hypothesis must be considered false. Last possibility is he was involved in a series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. It's also called the Curse of Oyashiro-sama. He fell victim to it and disappeared. Unless Oyashiro-sama's occult power is actually verified, the curse must be the act of humans. It's only natural to assume that Satoshi-kun was made to disappear by someone's will. So the question is whose? Possibilities are quite limited. The culprit is either a member of the Sonozaki family, a member of the 3 families, or one of their many relatives. The police can assume that easily. I need to think beyond that. Who did it? How did it happen? And why did it have to be done? Why did Satoshi-kun fall victim? What was the motive? Who gave that order? Who actually did it? The mastermind, the culprit, and the truth are all in the reach of my grasp. Maybe I'll find them right behind my back. But even so, I can't reach everywhere. There are parts of my back I have to make an effort to reach, clenching my teeth and cracking my joints so the tips of my fingers can barely touch them. Truth is hidden in places like those. I'm writing this because I need to organize my thoughts and memories. Nobody will read it other than myself. If somebody does, that means either I threw these notes away because I no longer need them, or I fell victim to the curse of Oyashiro-sama in the middle of my attempt to solve the mystery. If it was the former, that's okay. But if it was the latter, please, I want you to help. Please help this powerless young girl. Young girl? Oh. Is this Shion? Shion's thoughts? I wonder. Well, sounds good, guys. We will see you next time for Chapter 2 of Higurashi 5 Meakashi, which I'm looking forward to continuing on with this. We're really just going back in with it, which I'm very excited about, right? Like we're just thrown in and it's a whole new ball game, which is super exciting. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you guys next time for some more. Ciao. Yo.